We always take special care of the fuel in our cars or motorcycles so that it doesn't run out and leave us stranded on the road. If the fuel does run out, we look for the nearest petrol pump. But imagine you're on a plane at 41,000 feet, surrounded by clouds, and you find out the plane has run out of fuel. What would happen? This exact terrifying incident happened with Air Canada Flight 143, which was supposed to fly from Montreal to Ottawa. The plane had 61 passengers and crew members on board. The captain, Robert Pearson, was a highly experienced pilot and the first officer. Maurice Quintal was also very skilled. Before takeoff, a problem arose: the plane's fuel. Measurement computer wasn't working properly. Engineers at Montreal Airport manually calculated the fuel and, after confirming, cleared the plane for takeoff. The flight took off from Montreal and smoothly reached Ottawa. Before leaving Ottawa, Captain Pearson asked engineers to manually check the fuel again, since the fuel measuring computers were still not working. The engineers recalculated and assured the pilots that the plane had 45,000 pounds of fuel, enough to reach Edmonton. But this was a huge mistake. In reality, the plane only had 20,000 pounds of fuel, half of what was needed. How did this mistake happen? At the time, Canada was transitioning from measuring fuel in pounds to kilograms. Normally, the plane's computers handled this conversion. But since they were malfunctioning, the engineers forgot to account for the change. The actual fuel was only half of what they thought. At 41,000 feet, everything seemed normal until the plane's systems suddenly warned, left fuel tank empty. Moments later, the right tank also ran dry and both engines shut down. The plane turned into a glider in midair. The lights went out. Most systems failed. The plane was descending at 2,000 feet per minute. A desperate decision. The pilots had only minutes to act. Panic meant death. Their only option was to glide the plane to the nearest landing spot. They first considered Winnipeg Airport but realized they couldn't reach it. Then, they spotted an abandoned Canadian Air Force base, 19 kilometers away. The final obstacle. As the powerless plane approached the runway, the pilots saw people on the tarmac. The base had been turned into a racetrack, with children playing the miracle landing. With no fuel, Captain Pearson and First Officer Quintal glided the massive Boeing 767 and landed it safely on the runway. Not a single passenger was injured. This incredible event is now known as the Gimli Glider incident. Despite the initial fuel miscalculation, the pilots became heroes for their skill under pressure. The plane remained in service for 25 more years. And on January 1, 2008, the same crew flew its final flight together. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more amazing content. Hit the bell icon to get notifications for new videos. Take care and goodbye.